Hello and welcome to episode 56 of the Manic Puppy Podcast. If you do not know, we are your source for all things gaming, geek culture, and pure madness. Today is an E3 Xbox special. If you're here with us live, we thank you. What's up, Orlando? How we doing? This is the gaming community joining us together. We're happy to be here. If you're just on your way to work listening to us on your phones, that's awesome too. We're happy to have you here. I am one of your hosts, Justin Gingioli. Joining me tonight, as always, my brother Ryan.
Hey everyone, what's up?
Mr. Wiggles.
Hello.
And live from Brooklyn via Skype, Mick Chalou.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi. That's one of my favorites. I love that. It's so much better than hello.
I can poke you with this one. From my angle, I can. I don't know what that's going to look like.
That's great. So today, listeners, we have an excellent show planned for you. We are going to be covering Microsoft's 2016 E3 conference. We're going to be covering the Xbox One S.
Dun, dun, dun.
Project Scorpio. And pretty much any other franchise that Xbox has ever been affiliated with.
I mean, their whole presentation was an absolute hole-in-one.
Stellar.
They came out with the huge lights, the huge presentation.
Yeah.
I loved everything about the way that they carried themselves and their brand, presenting
Absolutely.
the gorgeous, amazing products that they had to release.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was phenomenal. I liked the way they opened. It was Phil Spencer letting the Orlando community know that he is there for them. We are there for you. We are here today to unite the gaming community and just show the love. So thank you for being here. Right off the bat, Xbox One S. The screen goes black. All we're seeing are these sleekest angles on this thing and the logo showing off. And it's just this like stunning white light and wow.
One word at a time. Slimmer.
Sleeker.
Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah, like you had me at hello. I have the Elite and I'm going to trade and upgrade. Like I knew it before the ad was even over. I was like, I need this. And I was working that day, so I'm like getting the event set up and I'm looking around everywhere and then I just stopped dead in my tracks and everything else just went away for 2 minutes. Wow, like what a way, like Tyson coming out swinging at the beginning of this conference. I mean, what were your thoughts?
The initial thoughts, obviously pretty similar to exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
I need one, I want one. How soon can I get it? Is how I was feeling, obviously. And, being a current, consumer, I own an Xbox One. I'm a happy owner. Love my Xbox One.
Yeah, love it.
But just the fact that this has that 4K capability to display higher resolution video for when I'm watching Netflix.
Right.
Or, just even for transportation or travel purposes, it's easier to carry from one destination to another. So if I'm going back home, I'm a college student, I'm going to go visit mom and dad.
Right.
Pack it in my bag, easily get it over there. In the built-in power.
Yeah.
I don't know, can you guys, I'm not really a tech spec.
Usually it comes, as you know, the Xbox comes with that power brick. Mm-hmm. Now it's not. It's all integrated, which was one of their big deals. Integrated power supply now.
Right.
So now it's on the inside, and so there's no, it's like kind of like how, it's just going to be a cable now, more than anything else.
That's great.
Yeah, there was, I remember the thing that surprised me most was the size reduction. I think that just appeals to me because of the size of New York apartments.
Smaller the better.
Yeah, as you can see behind me, there's not much to work with. This isn't my whole apartment, by the way.
He's lying, it is. The kitchen's right behind that lamp.
Yeah, the kitchen is the lamp. But just seeing that, like what that 40% size reduction meant, like seeing it represented visually, really shocked me. And then I remember I haven't seen Ryan that quickly sold on something in a very long time. And there's another part of that conference that really sold him quickly.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a little bit.
Oh, I think I know. I think it was a person, not a part.
It might have been. It might have been.
It was a fantastic conference.
It
can't
was.
emphasize
So
that
for all my tech lovers out there, the Xbox One S, 40% smaller. We have the IR blaster, like they said, 4K Blu-ray streaming, a pristine Kevin Spacey in 4K. You get that already. So they'll have a 500 gigabyte model starting at $299, a terabyte model $349, and then the 2 terabyte internal hard drive is $399. I mean, that is talk about coming out at a competitive price point.
The big deal about that one too is that's limited time. That 2 terabyte, that's not going to be around forever.
That's
that
why
is limited offer.
Papa Bear here will have one of those day one. You better believe it.
Yeah, as someone who actually doesn't own an Xbox and was always wanting to like get one.
Yeah, you just love to come over and play mine and borrow friends.
I was like,
it's a great console for freeloaders.
Yeah, I was like, what better thing to pick up than the actual Xbox One S? I mean, I'm gonna get a 2 terabyte hard drive. Yeah. I'm gonna have basically the sleekest machine out there, and I mean, I just can't complain. Especially
it's slick too.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Anything like smooth. It's all of those great things. It's a smooth operator, and it is coming with the new revamped Xbox One controller. You got the texture grips on the back.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I think that's gonna be a huge deal. So awesome job. Like that is a way to open that conference up. So that was great. And
that was strong.
Phil Spencer comes out, right? Like classic Phil has the OG Xbox logo undershirt of like that awesome leather like peacock jacket. Like who else but Phil, right?
It was like, imagine kids in the 80s watching the Thriller video and they see Mike rocking the red leather jacket. Yeah, I was looking at Phil Spencer on stage with the black jacket and I had jacket envy. And I went online and I started browsing for jackets. So little did we know Xbox's E3 would be fashion forward as well.
but paying homage to the original machine itself.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at. Like it wasn't even like an Xbox. It was an Xbox shirt. Just an old-fashioned Xbox. And that's something I could not complain about.
And what Phil did was he announced the Xbox Play Anywhere. So this is so cool. The way this works, you basically, if you buy the game for Windows 10, or if you buy the game for Xbox, you can play anywhere. And all of your achievements, all of your game progress, it all carries over. So it's no more of, oh man, I bought Quantum Break for Xbox One, but now I want to play it on my PC. Do I want to drop that 60 again? And then I have to restart my game. What if I have to import? Nope. Don't have to do any of that. It's already there. It's forward thinking. Not only are we backwards compatible now we're cross-platform. I mean, Microsoft is really thinking in a big like overall community aspect to tie all their devices together, and I think that's such a big deal. It really is.
Mean, I personally appreciate it. I mean, it's awesome the fact that like even though games like let's say Gears for instance, which Xbox One stuff like that, I can actually purchase that and put that on my desktop because it's running Windows 10
for no additional charge.
It's the exact same thing. And then if I ever did pick up that Xbox, well, no problem. I just log into my Xbox account, load up Gears of War 4, and it carries over all my achievements, all my save data, just like that.
I know, and I'm excited too because I can't tell you how many times I'm loading up old computer games that I can run on my old laptop.
Yeah,
and then it seems like the platform is going to be easier to run these type of games on my current laptop.
Yeah.
For additional charge. It's fantastic.
It's so good. And I mean, speaking like of Gears of War, like you just said, Sean, Laura Bailey comes out after that, right?
Yeah.
And we're still at this like swinging punches. Like this console's at a 10, it's like riding high, and then it's like, here's a brand new Gears of War 4 gameplay demo. You got the wind kicking, this crazy atmosphere, classic Gears cover shooter, and it's just bloody. It is to the core Gears of War. Blood everywhere, like.
Are we rhyming now?
Yeah, I was to say we
rhyming.
We timed in on that.
Gears of War.
Oh, okay.
Blood and gore.
To the core, Gears of War 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm looking for more. What do you want? What do you want from me?
Jeez. There we go. Too much.
But yeah, I mean, it's like you're saying. I mean, I think the biggest thing I noticed is the fact that that Lancer, don't have time for it. Instead, I'm going to use this knife in my pocket and just stab him in the neck.
And I mean,
can't go wrong with that.
No.
Clearly, it's set in the future from the previous Gears of War games. So, to see the fact that they were still using the Lancers and the way that the war on Sarah, let's assuming they're still on Sarah, the planet.
Yeah.
It's progressing because you've done little tidbits in the Gears of War universe where you go back in time and you have the guns like the Retro Lancer and stuff.
Ooh,
but it's finally nice to see them flashing with a direct sequel to Gears 3.
Yeah.
In that same lineage, and the story is all tied together.
And the saw blade gun that we saw, like.
I want to say, that was called the Buzzkill.
The Buzzkill shooting like saw discs at people.
That thing was mean. It was. So it's going to be presented at E3. So if you haven't checked out the conference, please do. We insist that
absolutely.
You do.
Like stop listening to as much as I don't want to say this. Stop listening to this watch the entire presentation. It's available to stream on your Xbox, and then come back.
Though.
Pick it apart with us. Absolutely, come back. We're here to just dissect it and just really give you the full scope of what the community is thinking.
So speaking of like dissecting, so what does everyone think of, like, let's say, because the point of this game, right? It's like the daughter or son of the other characters that we've grown to love. Like, I mean, what do you guys think of the new characters?
The end of that trailer.
Woo. But anyway, so besides them, though, like the new characters that we're focused on, what do you guys think of them?
I think there was so little dialogue, and it's so early to judge. Because, I mean, let's say you're seeing a Gears 1 trailer, and you hear Coltrane say, "You can't stop the train," or, whatever's going on with his character.
Right.
I mean, you'd be like, oh, that's funny. I don't really know how to feel about this character. And I feel the same way about these characters. I feel like Laura Bailey's character, I don't know her name. The female character wearing the beanie.
The beanie,
and
right?
Yeah,
she's tough.
She's got a little 2010 scene going on.
Yeah, maybe it's set in 2010.
The future.
Like the new Paramore album just come out, right?
So I'm definitely excited to see. It's definitely Gears' strongest female character.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had others touched on, but this is going to be their one that they really, like, they brought Laura Bailey.
Kid Trunks.
Kid Trunks, I don't know what that is.
If you're a
but I'll
Dragon
take
Ball
your
Z
word.
fan.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there you go.
Nice. Yeah, man, it's awesome. And as you put it earlier, Ryan, a gorilla crab lobster. Whatever that thing was that busts open that door midpoint of that trailer looks crazy. It's like a locust hybrid with some type of sea creature.
And I think that's going to be one of the new swarm enemies. And the interesting thing about this Gears trailer, from what we saw, I mean, we can speculate a little bit, and I'm sure there's better people to ask than me, but there's multiple enemies in this Gears of War. You have the swarm, which are your... they might be more realistic aliens in the sense that they come from the sky, or God only knows where they came from after you wiped out the locust underground.
Right.
And then it seems like another huge part of this Gears of War game, which I'm excited about, the environment.
Yes.
So you have the storm and the swarm that you're going to be battling, and the environment in this Gears of War is so interactive, and you can shoot a barrel and it'll damage this enemy, and that to me was so exciting while sticking to that core Gears of War for what it is. I'm blown away by what Collation was able to do with, Cliff Blazinski's original idea.
Yeah, phenomenal. And Mick, I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce the white elephant in the room here. The end of the trailer. It was your boy, man.
Dom. Well, it wasn't Dom, but it was Marcus.
It was Marcus Phoenix, grizzled looking.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play as that. I want him in a rocking chair too when he spawns. And he just gets up slowly and deliberately.
The creaking chair.
So what kills me is, like, everyone, you're still at this point, you're still catching your breath from Marcus Phoenix being in the new Gears of War game, and before you can exhale, there's this controller that's shoved into your face in this, like, dark, gritty red and gray background.
Has a claw mark on the front.
Yeah, it's the Elite controller, but it's slowly being covered in blood, and it looks so cool. Like
the presentation of that controller was jaw dropping, and I really hope that we can get maybe even a picture of it up during the video.
Yeah,
this is what sold Ryan. I've never seen him like. I want to buy that.
Yeah, what sold me was the way that was presented, the rotation, the slow.
The
detail.
Yeah, they show it off like one thing at a time. They just kind of like they're turning it around essentially. Like no, it was.
And I love that D-pad has the default weapon layout.
Like the Lancer, right?
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Lancer, Nasher, Smoke.
You don't change your weapon loadout.
My selling point was that D-pad. I seen everything come together so well. So the back bloodstain, the front slash, and then I seen the D-pad go on.
Yeah,
I went to pause the thing, and I was like, oh, it's live. I can't. And went on my laptop, and I started looking at pre-order options for this controller pack. And fantastic news, they do have pre-order options available.
Oh, you can pre-order
It's $199, and it includes the standard
$199.
Well, it's with the game.
It's with the game. It comes in box, $60 game.
No brainer. That's a no brainer.
And the controller comes standard, sold at what?
$150. So you have to realize you're still saving about $10
So
in the game. It's $60.
It's artwork. That might sell for more because it's a limited edition.
So
you could probably sell that for
obviously, I'm gonna get my pre-order in as soon as I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 100%.
And anybody who hasn't played with an Elite controller already, and you aren't sold by the way this thing looks, you should go and pick one up right now and ask anybody you know who has one. You won't be able to play with. Ooh, you're getting a little ambient New York. You won't be able to play with any other controller ever after.
No, it's like there's no turning point. And a quick note on like the D-pad and the assigning, like how good Gears did. When I played Gears of War from this point forward, I map my controls. Like anytime, especially Borderlands, I set my inventory to the Gears loadout. Shotgun goes on the left.
Yep.
Automatic goes on the right. Like that.
And,
yeah, it's such a great way. It just makes sense. So to see that on the D-pad for me, that's a really big seller.
I'm picking it up. I'm sold.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that game and can't wait to get, because I don't have an Elite controller yet. So this was just
right.
You know,
look at that. We're both. They sold us. You know, first they sold me on the console, sold you on the controller.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. This E3 they showed that they were the kings of, what do you want to say, tech
presentation,
hardware, man. Their hardware was
top
notch.
Yeah,
Sean, we're bringing you back. With the help of Microsoft, we're bringing you back to the consoles.
No. Hey, listen, that was, yes.
Well, even if he stays on PC, all of these games are exclusive
be there.
and cross-platform. So, you guys, is anyone else thinking, like, I can't take any more blood and gore at this point? Like, you got to stop. You're killing me. I got to catch my breath.
I wanted more.
So, yeah, apparently everyone wanted some more. That Elite controller goes away before you can catch a breath. We see the new community manager for Killer Instinct come out, Ricari Austin, and I'm like, okay, we're going to switch things up. We're going to talk about Killer Instinct, right? Mm-hmm. Right and wrong. Good old General ROM, General RAM, whatever you want to call him.
Yep.
Comes blasting into KI, just eating fireballs, and one hit, like, drops Jago.
And it was just straight rude. The way that
the way he went through that ball,
he came into this man's game and disrespected him for everything that he could do.
He really did.
He one hits and drops Jago.
Yeah, Jago looked like a
welcome.
Yeah, Jago was like the welcoming party because Jago's, I mean, from what I've learned, everybody's main guy, or at least their first. And he was like, nah, I don't like it.
Well, you don't want to see like General ROM and the Arbiter. Well, like that's now going to be on screen.
I'm dying to see that match.
Like that's like some Smash Brothers stuff. It's cool that they're taking KI almost. It's almost like the Microsoft version of Super Smash Brothers. We're getting these first party characters, so I wouldn't count out a lot other characters like to start making that crossover. Like, I don't know if they'll do it with Chief. I think Chief's too...
Well, they took the Arbiter, and that's why they took ROM over. You know, it's...
Yeah, like Marcus isn't going to go in there and fist fight people.
And they got...
He could.
He could, though. Yeah, he could. Him and Dom. They're tough as nails.
Another really good acquisition for the Killer Instinct was Rash from Rare.
Battletoads.
Battletoads. So they made the deal to get Rare on board to be Xbox exclusive, and then they picked somebody like him up.
Yeah.
I think that was a smart call for that game.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Just gave me the smackdown with Rash one time.
Oh, he hated me because Rash is so like animated.
He's a cheese ball.
He's kind of like cheesy, but in a good way. And to get beat by that, man, it just stings.
I believe it.
You're still feeling the sting, Mick. I know you are.
But yeah, that was a nice one-off, nice transition to go Gears of War to another game, but still introduce something. I love that transition.
Something Gears of War related, like especially bringing back someone from like the Gears of War 1. Like, that enemy, everyone was always like, man, I hate that guy,
and he's covered in krill.
Oh yeah, that was scary.
Yeah. So awesome. I mean, moving forward, this was kind of a Manic Puppy prediction. I had a feeling there was a new Forza game coming, and specifically Horizon, because it's following the trend.
Yeah.
Xbox One year 1, 5. Next year, you get Horizon 2. Next year, you get 6. So it's like, well, where do we go from here? It's obviously Horizon 3, but man, did they hit it out of the park with the location and the setting for this. I mean, Mick, how excited were you?
Going to Australia.
So cool. Like that trailer was so inspiring, and it just made me want to travel and go off-roading. It really did.
And it made me kind of rethink a lot about the way I view racing games. So to see how far they've come since, God only knows what, when you drive do laps in a circle. Pretty much NASCAR style. And to see that you can go off-road, to see that you can go do mountain courses, to see that you can go on one of Australia's expansive highways and just take a Lamborghini, go 180. flying down it, and then you can drive a Jeep up a mountain at 20 miles per hour and still have just as much fun.
It's so cool,
Yes, seeing that, someone who's never been into racing too much, I was kind of like, I was pretty shocked when all of a sudden I saw like a buggy just like going off the side of Sandy, and I was like, okay.
What is this?
Like, I need this.
I don't know what this is. This is not the streets of Los Angeles or something. Like, this does not seem right to me. But no, I actually got pretty excited. I was like, all right. And then they announced too that's gonna work with VR.
That was mind-boggling for me. And Mick,
it's too much.
I know that is like so. Mick, of all of us, you are definitely like the Forza aficionado. Like you're actually good at Forza, and you know how to like maximize.
I can finish a lap.
You can turn.
Yeah, you can
turn real well.
Yeah,
there
so
you go.
turn to the left.
Controller.
Yeah, no, man. It's. I knew when I saw this, I was like, man, I wish I was watching this with Mick, because I know this game probably got you really hyped, dude. Are you gonna be picking this one up?
Yeah, I wasn't huge into the Forza Horizon games before, but this one definitely, like, especially if you guys get it with the drop in and drop out multiplayer. Yeah. That's something that really, really interests me. It really makes me want to, like, blast past you guys in, like, a dune buggy, like Sean said.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't do that, though. It'll hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Well, real quick, we did have a Forza event here in the store, so if any of you guys are here, we did have that one winner, Josh, if you're listening, who actually got the Forza steering wheel. Yes. I'm sure he saw this, and I'm sure he's like, I need this. And then even Ralph Fulton got the Forza gaming chair at the event and was playing in like 4K VR. I mean, what more do you need? You got a chair, you got the goggles. You might as well just get in the car.
You're set. Yeah, you're
it's
set.
so cool.
Yeah, all you need is the car now. You're good.
Yeah.
I'm sure he felt
you can race
a little safer being in a Lamborghini going 180 vehicle. Down an Australian turnpike or whatever they call it out, highway. I don't
know, man. I have no clue.
It's on the other side of the road.
It's on the other side of the road.
The wheel's on the other side of the car. There's a lot of things going on there.
Yeah.
Too much fun.
Yeah. So, all right. Moving on, we are going to be talking about Recore and all of the cool things that we saw with that game. Now, it was quick. It was fast. We saw some characters. We saw Far Eden. We saw Mac, Seth, and Duncan, and they all had like very different
like type of abilities, I guess you could say.
like mechanics too on what they could contribute. So I thought that was really cool.
Like the first one they showed off, which was Mac, was like a little dog, for instance, that would charge through multiple enemies. Yeah. And then you had someone who you could say, I guess, like Duncan, who was just a tank. Like he was just running in, punching other robots in the face, and that was his type of deal.
I think he was my favorite. And there was also that Seth character that was like the stealth master and could help you climb and do the sneaky stuff. So, and I think they're all named pretty appropriately for what they do.
It's like, here's my name, this is what I do. Game looks super charming, looks very cute. I'm thrilled to play it, and it actually dropped September 19th. And September is a very busy month.
Yes.
So
get excited.
I am going to get excited, and we are going to next jump into this huge game. Are you guys ready to talk some Final Fantasy 15?
I've been talking Final Fantasy, but I'll keep talking about it with you guys.
Yeah. So let's jump into Final Fantasy 15. So we already knew about it. We had the game director Hajime Tabata, and then we had the manager Matthew Kishimoto come out on stage and gave us a little demo. Now the community was making some jokes, saying some stuff. Matthew, God bless him, he might have been nervous, but did not know really what was going on with that boss fight. He was getting his butt kicked a little bit there. And some people feel it took away from the trailer, but I kind of weeded through all that and saw a really beautiful game in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then, if you're a diehard Final Fantasy 15, just like the trailer was available, and so you went over on your Xbox or, whatever console you're playing your Final Fantasy on and downloaded that demo.
Yeah.
And you pick it up, and it is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely jaw-dropping.
Yeah. You played it.
And I played it. Yeah, I played it for a couple hours. It's just... I preach this, but Square Enix, as far as movement and fluid, like streaming hair, streaming jackets,
you love
the
it.
movement in their games, like their
it's
Kingdom
beautiful.
Hearts, that's.
Earlier, he was like, "This is the best game engine ever made."
I was like,
he kept saying he was praising it,
arguing with me.
Fangirling.
Yeah,
I was playing as a spiky blued hair person running around on like a Toy Story world, slicing things with a fake sword.
Slicing your nightmares.
I didn't know.
You were fighting your
slicing.
nightmares.
So he drops me in out of context, and I'm just like, What am I? Is like Woody and Buzz gonna come out and I have to take them out too now? Like what's going on?
It's the realm of Final Fantasy where anything is possible.
It really is.
That's the truth.
It's like Alice in Wonderland and Final Fantasy are the same thing, you know. And to an extent, there's no rules.
But overall though, for that everything they showed, I saw it more as like just showing off the visuals of like, hey, we're able to get this on a screen. And I mean, that boss was huge. The entire environment, there was small little enemies around and everything like that. Like after watching it all, I was kind of like, that just got me pumped for a game that was kind of like, maybe. And then I was like, there's more boss fights like that in that type of game. Why would I not want to pick that up? Like, that just looks like a fun experience more than anything else.
Definitely is. Definitely recommend it.
And that is dropping
that demo.
September 30th.
Oh,
there it goes.
That's September games, man. September.
We had Metal Gear.
I'm gonna be broke by November. Thanksgiving comes around. I'm gonna come into my house with an upside down hat.
Yeah. No Christmas gifts.
You could, what's nice is when if you pick up that Xbox One, you could live in the box.
Xbox One, live in the box.
Live in the box.
Wow.
That
I was ready for that one.
Smaller though, dude. You won't be able to fit in there.
That's a shame. I'm sorry.
I'm out of luck.
You're out of luck.
There goes my options.
Next up, we had Ubisoft announcing The Division. It's going underground.
Yes.
We're getting an expansion, and that is going to be coming out June 28th. It's an Xbox exclusive first, so that is where you're going to want to play it.
Yep.
They also announced some kind of sad numbers that the player base has dropped 93% of the people that were playing The Division. You said they are no longer playing The Division.
Yeah, just it's dropped out. But I'm telling you, I mean, you show off a new expansion.
Think people
you show off a lot of the idea that now there's going to be a random mission generator. There's going to be better loot and everything along those lines. It's going to be an overall better game. That will bring people back.
Are you coming back, Wiggles?
Yeah.
You dip your toe in the water a little bit, see what's going on. I mean, what's going on?
I dipped in there, and I am willing to get wet again.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to level 30 yet. I'm like the 29 and a halfer. I'm that guy.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Wait, you never made it?
No,
he gave up.
29 and a half.
But I mean, I'm excited to see what this does for the game, to see if it does bring those
players
those
back.
Casual gamers, whatever it was, the initial people, the early adopters of the game that came in.
Yeah.
And got excited and played it.
So that's cool.
Possibilities. I hope it does bring the game back. It was a lot of fun, but I found myself being a part of that majority that did move on from it.
Yeah.
But with this coming out, I know we looked at each other and said, maybe we should
possibly. Who
get
knows?
back into it.
Yeah, give it another try.
Why not? I mean, it's on everyone's... Yeah, why not? I'm for it. I am for going back to The Division in June, so that sounds like a good time.
There you go. Let's
Following Ubisoft, we had Patrick Bach come out, the general manager of DICE, and we did dive into some Battlefield 1 stuff. And while I was watching that, I just kept thinking, like, Mick is like losing his mind right now. The World War I mechanics.
He's been asking for it for over a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting.
I want an old war shooter, and I now have one.
Yeah, and it has single player now, Mick.
You got it.
Yeah, I know.
Like that game.
Well, no, just I don't often go on the graphics train, but Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Those are good. Those are very good.
It looks phenomenal. It really does. And we're going to get 64 player experiences.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's so many people.
That's why I know me growing up playing Battlefield. I've played Bad Company. I've played like every variation that they've been releasing over the years. And I always signed in to play for those big team battle type experiences where you have your campaign where it's a linear story and things are meant to go a certain way. But then when you sign in and play multiplayer where Sean's flying me around in a helicopter, I have my man Mick 2 miles away in a tank with Justin gunning the turret, and
of course I'm doing the explosive thing.
It's
you're doing that amazing explosive
I'm not arguing with you guys.
In the destructible environments, knocking buildings down. That's the beauty of Battlefield and Battlefield 1 especially is multiplayer. The fact that you'll play the same map you could play it. If you're like us, a couple hours, you play the same map 5-10 times.
It just tends to happen.
Never the same match, never the same areas, never the same destructible environment. The building falls one way, it blocks your path this way. You have to find an alternate route. And it makes the war shooter all the better because it makes it all the more realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, what I love about a game like Battlefield is you make stories up. I mean, the multiplayer for that game is something that you always play with friends, and you have stories like down to like I remember when you did that and I did that. Like it's just a good time overall for friends, or maybe if you're playing alone. Something that blows my mind about it: 64 player on Battlefield used to only be like a PC thing. This was a console was like 32. That's all it could do.
So 32 v 32.
Yeah, no, that used to be a thing on PC.
16 v 16, but with the 64, it's 32 v 32.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Now, what if they would go 16, 16, like...
Oh, and
wouldn't that be cool if there were like, you
so tiny
bunch of different armies? All of like 4 different things? That would be insane.
Hey man, who knows? Maybe they'll give us some more deets.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing they said is that for Xbox One, it's coming early as well.
You get it first.
Yeah.
Through EA Access. So if you are on Xbox One or your new Xbox One S, I'm talking to you, Sean, you will be able to play that October 13th. That is an Xbox One exclusive. Everyone else, you're going to get it on October 21st. So that's crazy. So I'm super...
Just going to have to grit your teeth.
That's right. That's right. While you're in the trenches there.
Twitch, YouTube Live, all great services. Hey, you can watch Xbox players play it for a week.
Yeah. So the next thing we're going to be talking about was the whole changes that are going to be coming to Xbox Live itself. So Mike Ybarra comes out and he was talking about how Rocket League made this cross-platform jump and how excited he was because he loves Rocket League, right?
Who doesn't?
So we got some summer changes for you guys. Starting this summer, you're going to be able to have background music in your Xbox One, so no more snapping. And having that take up a little portion of your game screen. Just got the music running in the background, which it's like
nice.
It's a little thing, but it's in the same sense.
It makes a big difference.
It's huge.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I mean, so that's awesome. And then language region independence is coming, which I think that's super cool. So that's just more unification to the Xbox ecosystem.
Definitely.
Super excited. And our lovely, lovely woman, Cortana, our digital voice assistant, is now coming to Xbox One.
You can't even say coming. She was born there.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's the truth.
She started there.
That's the truth.
It's a welcome back party.
So she's gone full circle.
Full circle.
Wow. I never thought of it that way. That's
First she started with the chief, and now she's helping everybody else. Like, look at that.
We like what you did with that John fellow.
that
You did
chief
really
guy,
good.
yeah.
If you help our millions of users, it'd be nice of you. So you're hired.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Love it.
And the Xbox app is now going to be, like it is, Windows Store new update. It's going to be on iOS and Android devices. So everyone out there that's watching this, go in your pocket, pull out your Windows phone, pull out your iPhone, pull out your Samsung, and download the new Xbox app. Looks great. Super excited for that. And then we got some changes coming in the fall.
Which is something that, I am more than excited about. Just, it's kind of crazy. I just love seeing the development of something, especially something that I'm like, oh, hey, I'm sold now on this. It just looks like it's getting better.
Yeah.
So that just kind of gets you all more excited, which, Justin, I got to ask, man, what are those changes?
Changes? All right, we got clubs. So there are now clubs on Xbox Live, which will like give you a looking for a group function. So I'm going to have all my friends in the same hub, and then if I'm looking for a group, I can connect to them within that hub. Very similar to what you would do on Reddit on Destiny. Hey, I need a tank, or I need a healer.
I need 2 more people.
Fire team something.
I think that's just awesome. Like
so
putting in
cool.
a looking for like group type of feature in an actual system itself. Like it's the idea that it's such a huge community and just awesome. It blows my mind that they're actually putting that in.
Well, the more stuff like that becomes proprietary, which hats off to Microsoft for like making that leap.
Yeah.
The better.
Yeah.
For it is for us, because it just takes one more layer. Like I don't have to sit here with my laptop next to me and like.
Right.
Yeah, it's cramped as it is. This New York apartment.
Really bothers you, huh, bud?
Yeah, especially with that lamp kitchen. So you gotta really
Yeah,
take it.
a lamp kitchen humbles you.
So does a bathroom closet.
When you have to make these combo meal rooms.
Yeah.
You don't need that. You just have to have room for your Xbox Slim
That's all you need.
and nothing
There
else.
it is. That's all you need.
Not a TV to play it on or anything.
That's what I'm.
No, that you figure that out as you go.
Yeah, it's cool. And then we have arenas on Xbox Live, which
more
is
community expansion.
so cool, man. Like they're talking FIFA to come in a few, later years, and Smite, where you can discover, register, and compete.
Yeah,
all
I
in
mean,
this one hub.
I felt like a lot of the point was all the connectivity. It's the idea that as Xbox itself, it's not just like, hey, I have a system good for me. It's like Well, you're not the only one that has a system.
Yeah.
Why don't you connect with everybody you possibly can, have the same experience, make your experience better on Xbox.
Absolutely.
Especially now because all the connectivity with Android, iOS, Windows. I mean, it's just all connected, which nobody's really done before, and it blows my mind.
And that's just kind of Xbox and Xbox Live going back to its roots. They really, really did the push for online community gaming and uniting a community of gamers together to play with and against one another. And that's where some of my fondest memories are, when they first, developed Xbox Live and being able to play with friends and making new friends.
Yeah.
Over a chat headset was like something I couldn't even imagine.
Enemies.
And enemies, of course, enemies.
You just want to talk to those.
Plenty of those, yeah.
Plenty of enemies, arch rivals, whatever you want to call them.
So that's really exciting. And to piggyback off of all this, the next thing we had happen was the Minecraft friendly update, is what they were calling it.
Yes.
And this kind of took me back to the holiday ad that Microsoft did with Apple. Yeah. Where it was both companies kind of unifying together and just like, you know what? Like, we're all just trying to empower people to use technology. Like, that's all we're trying to do here. So you see this gentleman with a Surface, and you see this lady, she's got her iPad, and they're both playing Minecraft together.
Yeah, together. Like, it's on the same server. Like, it's not like, oh, well, we have this block.
Right.
Because you're on this. It's the idea. And something that blew me away is she was on her iPad. She got an achievement. Oh, she got an achievement for Xbox as well, by the way. Like, it's just like,
it's
whoa.
so cool. It's like everything is unified. They're just making it all one big thing. And then there was VR threaded in out that. So not only are they like, hey, we're here, we're friendly, Minecraft works on iOS, Android, no matter what you can do, because kids have all different types of tablets. Now you can do it in VR, which is absolutely horrifying.
Yeah, my mind went.
And that's just lifting restrictions that gamers have been bound to for years and years. Everyone's saying, I want to play Call of Duty. Oh, I have Xbox. Oh, you have PlayStation. Oh, you have PC.
Right.
And, to see a game like Minecraft being the one... Well, Rocket League obviously initially was opened the floodgates for people to start thinking about it and actually trying to do it. But Minecraft... I mean, I'm not the biggest Minecraft. I kind of maybe missed the boat on it. But for them doing this, I absolutely love that company.
Yeah.
It's so smart. Like, it just makes sense. And as dangerous it is for like 7-year-old kids to never leave their room or their house. Like, Mick, I think if we took, the average 8-year-old and we set them in the smallest New York 1-1 and put this VR thing on them, fed them a few times a day, that would be it. They would be totally fine with it, man.
Yeah.
They just look like they're having so much fun. We're getting new city skins. There's aliens now. Like, this is the refresher that the franchise needed. And I think it's awesome. And they just partnered with Wii U. There were the Super Mario stuff. So Minecraft and Microsoft as a whole is really pulling everything together right now. And there's going to be more coming in Minecon in September. So keep it locked for that. I thought that was awesome.
Get hyped.
That's huge. It's one game having like a convention dedicated. Yeah. I mean, obviously there's been other games to get conventions, Blizzard, BlizzCon, and Blizzard, all their stuff. But Minecraft, a game like that, who would have thought? And
Minecon is in Orlando.
Yes.
So we're talking to you, the Orlando community. If Manic Puppy can find a way, if we can make it work, we're gonna try and pop into Minecon and say hello to some of you guys. So come find us. We'll give you a sticker. We'll shake your hand. We'll say hello. It'll be good times. While we're on customization, while we're talking community, while we're talking
here we go.
option,
building
and choice and building. I mean, it was just like, it was insane. So now we have Xbox customizable controllers. There are 8 million ways to make it yours.
I mean, and just the fact that you can even engrave it, by the way.
Yes.
Like, I could put Mr. Wiggles at the bottom of it and be like, yep, that's Mr. Wiggles' controller right there.
And the guy that engraved that is just going to look down and just be like, shake his head and smile.
I'll say, okay, as he finishes engraving.
It's not even spelled right.
Was he going to add something to that? But no, I mean, it's just phenomenal. It's just the idea of making it more personal and everything like that. And not like that, but just the idea of sharing your ideas out there, I mean, hey, we made a Manic Puppy controller. Thing looks awesome. It's the idea that I could be like, oh, hey, did you see our Manic Puppy controller?
Little splash yellow on there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, it looks so cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You're gonna see some hardcore like Madden sports team themed ones, You're gonna see a lot of like just these old franchises. Like someone the other day was like, "I'm gonna make a Mega Man one," and like just the people like or a Spider-Man, like to get people's minds start turning that way is just more creation. Super awesome. Those ship in September. You could go online right now and already outfit yours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Check ours out. It's up on Twitter at Manic Puppy on Twitter. You can go take a look at the Manic controller itself.
I like it.
So that's smart. I mean, what other company is doing that right now?
None. And that's why I'm so happy that a company, you know, like your Microsoft or your Sony or someone takes first party initiative.
Right.
And, you know, there's third party companies that do put these controllers together and some have faulty or shaky warranties and they ship from here, they ship from there. It's not the best material. This is the same stuff you're getting when you get a Xbox controller from your store, from wherever.
Yeah.
Shipped to you, customized, and it's the first party initiative to do that is
It's
all,
so
all
exciting.
about it.
Cannot be more excited, honestly.
Yep. So you can get that in September. Next up, this was really endearing to me. I love when performances have something like this in it. It was the ID at Xbox. So it's the idea of pulling all these independent community games together and giving them a spot to shine. Even if it was only for a few seconds, every game kind of got to pop up on the screen, let you know it was coming, and let you know what it was about. And the creator of Limbo kind of brought that out. He said, Limbo, it's free on Xbox One today.
Yeah.
So Limbo is a phenomenal game. It's very black, gray, white, and it's just this journey of this little boy. Absolutely recommend it. Go download Limbo today. It's free. And then ID at Xbox, Chris Charla just went through. We had Cuphead.
Can't wait.
Cuphead is going to be so much fun. It's like Mickey Mouse, you know? What more could you want? Outlast 2.
Oh, and
horrifying.
And with that, man, I hope you're ready because Outlast 1 was by far the scariest game I played. And then also, of course, they came out with the DLC. Did you play Outlast?
You guys are babies.
I'm telling you right now.
You didn't even finish it, did you?
Yeah, I did.
I played Outlast 1.
That's a bold lie. I'm sorry. I didn't finish it.
Did you play the DLC afterwards, too?
No, I didn't
Even
finish the game. What do you
scarier.
think I did? I
I'm
played
telling
the
you right
DLC.
now, you know, you're not ready for this, but Outlast 2, I'm picking that up as quick as I possibly can.
Absolutely.
On my new Xbox One S.
That's right.
With my custom-made controller, too.
Oh, and these were all available on Windows 10, too.
Yep.
So these were all going to be part of that ecosystem, which is huge.
Buy once, get it on both.
There you go. We had Deliver Us the Moon, Flint Hook, Far, Slime Rancher. Ooh. Gotta love that there. Shadow Tactics, Figment, The Calling.
The Calling.
Calling.
Yes. Hunger Games
That's
in a game.
That's what it's like, Hunger Games in a game?
Oh, only one person survives.
Oh, jeez. So look forward to that. Then you also are going to have For the King. We're going to have Beacon, Stardew Valley, Hand of Fate 2, Below, Raiders of the Broken Planet, which that one actually looked really cool. I really like the whole look of that. Bloodstained, my personal favorite, Ukulele. The guys from Rare bringing back that Banjo-Kazooie-esque like adventure action mascot platformer. They just released a new trailer for that. Go check that out. That game is awesome. It started on Kickstarter, and now we're bringing it full circle, so that is super cool. I'm looking forward to that. And they finished it up with Everspace. Really cool stuff. I like how they reached out and put that in there. And then we got hit with this crazy, weird Compulsion Games experience.
This game looks awesome.
You're excited for that?
Yeah.
I'm excited because it's been a while and we've been sitting on the sidelines and we've been waiting for this next. You know, BioShock kind of came and took everyone by storm with its, you know, revolutionary art style and this weird concept art that you couldn't even make sense of until you played the game and understood it.
Right.
And then you go and you play your Fallout games, and I think Fallout 4 really had a good taste of this because it was brighter at certain points than your old Fallout 3, which it was like pitch black green at some parts. And then to see this We Happy Few come to the table and say, hey, that kind of looks like a BioShock. Is this a new BioShock game?
I thought that the first thing I saw, I was like, oh, new BioShock, and then it wasn't.
And then, so it's a new, fresh idea, and it reminds you of BioShock.
And it's so creepy and like eerie. The whole thing was like, I want to know more. I'm interested. I like that the trailer didn't give me the entire story, or like I didn't know what the heck was going on.
They really gave you a bit when she's come in and she's like, "Did you take your joy yet?" And she's like wearing a mask.
Yeah,
and it looks extremely creepy, and he goes like, "Oh yeah, just having a moment." Goes into this kid's party, stuff like that. Sees some weird stuff on the way, and all of a sudden he just kind of realizes like this thing they're hitting, which they thought was a pinata. It was more like a rat, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh my god, he's unhappy," and it's like
they called him a downer.
Yeah,
they said, "You're a downer," sir.
and all of a sudden
which
an
was
alarm.
like a sin in that city.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bunch of people that are medicated, obviously, like you were saying, Sean, and a lot of them are probably depressed to like some type of like they're like kind of stuck there, you know. And if you act out of line at all, that's it, you're gone.
Yeah.
So it's called We Happy Few, which is obviously you definitely want to take your joy and be happy, or you're gonna get in trouble.
The funniest analogy that I could think of while watching that multiple times, might I mention multiple times, because I kept wanting to know more and more about it.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, you always hear drinking the government Kool-Aid. Like, that's
That's the cool. It's in a pill.
I was just...
This is drinking the government Kool-Aid the game.
and then you have that one rebel who's like, you know what? I'm not going to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to play that character that doesn't drink the Kool-Aid / take the joy.
Right. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Moving on, this got me so excited, and yes, I did make it into the beta, which the site almost crashed right after.
Oh, I'm sure.
We all played a little game from CD Projekt Red called The Witcher, won Game of the Year from multiple outlets last year. Remember that little addicting card game that was in it, Gwent?
Play at Ye Old Tavern.
Yeah, play at Ye Old Tavern. I spent way too much time there, and I think every other
You spent more time playing Gwent than you did playing.
guilty.
Yeah, and I think I loved on how the guy that came out, he was super hyped. Like
That
he
guy
was
was-
so happy to talk about it.
Danny and Monet.
Yeah, and he made the same joke. He was like, just so you guys are aware, more people probably actually stayed in the tavern and played Gwent than actually played the game.
There's alcohol and cards. I mean, it sounds like a good place
Yeah,
to
I'm about
hang
to
out.
say, can't go wrong.
Yeah, so he realized how popular the game was, and he wanted to take notice. So, Gwent, the Witcher card game, it's a multiplayer experience. It's coming to PC and consoles, and it is going to be cross-platform. So, I highly recommend that you go ahead and pick that up. Try and squeeze your way into the beta, like I did.
Of course.
Which I'm super excited about. All right, so moving on. So, Tekken 7's out. Coming out, and it looks more like classic Tekken. You know what I mean? We have a bunch of crazy people with crazy haircuts doing crazy things, and I don't know anyone's name. Just being honest, I know Akuma from Street Fighter's in it.
Yeah.
But Tekken was never really my go-to fighting game. I've been more of KI, more Street Fighter.
Or your Smash.
Mortal
Bros.
Kombat, Smash. So the Tekken community is super stoked about this. I know bringing Akuma in there and having that Street Fighter mashup is pretty exciting. So looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Another fighting game on Xbox One because we did see Street Fighter 5 go exclusive to PlayStation.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the fact that we're having this come to us it's a win, and we'll still have our KI. Now we got some Tekken, so looking forward to Tekken 7, and everyone can get Tekken Tag Tournament 2 free for Xbox Live members now. So that
Nice
is
job on that.
available.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you really did.
That would have twisted me up.
That's a lot of tease.
Definitely.
I did a summer camp earlier this week, and I had to use the term flashy fish bots multiple times. So my articulation is phenomenal. That sounds like something Will Ferrell would do on Anchorman.
The arsonist has oddly shaped feet. I was just doing that.
Flashy fish bots.
I should do that before the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. The next part really excited me because I grew up north. I got to see my snow every winter, and you hear Christmas music, so automatically I'm like, for some reason my mind goes to the Arkham series because they did that recently, and then I'm like, no, it wouldn't be that. They wouldn't do that twice in a row. And then you start seeing the snow fall in the actual conference.
Yeah, that was
which I
very
thought
cool.
was super cool. And then something violent happens, and I'm like, oh, Frank's back.
Frank's back.
Frank's back.
Isn't that what it said? It was like hashtag Frank is back. I was like, oh, here we go.
So Dead Rising 4 is real. It's during the holidays, which makes it even funnier for me.
And yeah, please watch the trailer so you can have Jingle Bell Rock stuck in your head for an entire week.
Yeah, I was
Just-
singing it today.
Yeah.
And everyone looked at you like you're a lunatic. I'm sure.
Yeah, people ask, it's like, well, Frank's back, and
Frank's
just leave
back,
it at that. Yeah.
shooting candy cane guns at people, being a complete psychopath.
Yeah.
What more could you want?
Hey, he's surrounded by zombies. What more can you do?
And I always have trouble. I don't know whether to call him a zombie killing connoisseur or
Yeah.
zombie killing aficionado.
I think he's
He's an
both.
expert.
Yeah, I
He's a
was like-
professional.
He's both.
Professional. That's pretty
You
cool.
just say thank you.
I think I caught a fire-breathing Triceratops head at
Yeah.
some point of that trailer.
Yeah.
Was that before or after the ice cream vehicle of death that had fire shooting out of it? I mean,
That's fantastic. That's why I think I love the Dead Rising games. Like, they just make weapons out of the craziest things possible. Like,
Yeah.
At one point, he's wearing like an astronaut costume, and he had this huge hammer of rock, which I was like, where did that possibly come
actual
from?
stones?
Yeah, I was like, where did
I
that
missed that.
possibly come from? And he
Yeah.
just hitting zombies left and right. I was like, okay,
There
not
we
gonna
go.
question it.
So appropriately, that will release holiday 2016. So you have yourself a happy holidays while you beat people to death with a candy cane. Apparently,
Hey, they're not people; they're zombies.
I'm sorry, zombies. Sorry. Following that, we had the head of Microsoft Studios Publishing, Shannon Loftus, come out, and she just went over a lot of the crossplay, the idea of Xbox Play Anywhere, and then they jumped into Scalebound. It's officially a 2017 game, and man, we've seen a lot on this game, but nothing completely sold me on it. I'm just being honest. I was like, it's cool. Might not be for me, but this trailer, I'm in. I'm
This
in now.
gameplay
Yeah.
is what blew me away. I mean, just the idea, like, I can be in a game versus this huge monster, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I need my buds.
Yeah.
And you guys can jump in. Everyone apparently had a different looking dragon.
I'll fly and I won't jump in. Anymore.
Yeah. And then also a different weapon. It was awesome. Just the scale of everything was crazy sick, and how it was all on screen at once.
Yeah.
I loved it. It just got me. I was very excited.
I like the dragon arm. You had pointed out that to me, Ryan. I
yeah.
had never knew the guy in Scalebound had a dragon arm.
So yeah, that's a little bit of the backstory of the game. Is that your connection and how you control the dragons?
Yeah.
So you have these sick red headphones that you're rocking, and you know when
Well, I like what you guys are wearing. And me.
yeah, there you go. But your character does have, I think it's his right arm is scale bound, so you're bound to the dragons by the scales on your arm, and that's the connection you establish with the creature, when
Yeah.
it is a dragon, which
You're Khaleesi's son, right?
clearly you'd think that. So shout out to the Game of Thrones fans out there.
I fell asleep the other night. This is the first time ever happened. I actually I was so tired. I was like, all right, I'm due for my Thrones fix, right? And I fell asleep during Game of Thrones. That's how I know I'm kind of getting old.
Yeah, you're getting old, so I'm gonna shake my head and just say, let's move on.
I was so mad.
Yeah, let's, yeah, definitely though. But just the scale bound co-op
Shame.
and everything.
Shame.
Yeah, you
Shame.
get
Ding.
But let's hop back to that little backstory I was telling about the dragon's arm and the
Yeah.
connectivity there, and then obviously I'm all on board the hype train for that multiplayer to fight monstrosity of bosses. By the way, I mean that thing.
I just seen all
was-
four of us slaying dragons together.
But the cool thing about the way they did their boss structure is they break it down into individual parts, so you defeat one section of this behemoth at a time before
Yeah.
you take it down finally.
Yeah.
So I really did like that.
And that
I'm
was
so excited to hear you guys finally get psyched about a dragon in a game, because that was so not your scene so long ago, right?
Yeah, I know.
And you finally converted. I'm gonna do some evil fingers.
yeah.
Man, I'm happy to do that.
I'm not good at it.
Professor Snipe over here.
Hey, well, the announcer that came out and did that, he
Yeah.
was the ambassador of cool, as Mick was calling him. I mean, he came out and he said, I'm developing this game.
Oh God.
I love dragons, and
Yeah.
this is the game that I wanted to make. And I was like, I respect it.
He had a ninja hoodie, red headphones,
Yeah. he was-
Sunglasses.
cool glasses. Oh yeah, and then the guy who came out originally, the designer,
Yeah.
he looked even cooler.
Yeah.
And then he brought out his henchman of cool.
It was pretty awesome. And Ryan has this awesome conspiracy theory, Mick.
Yeah.
Because we rewatched it today, and he was like, that game's collector's edition is coming with red headphones. That's brilliant.
And yeah, that was mine and Mick's conspiracy theory. I don't want to take all the credit there. We did come up
Oh,
with
that was
one
a
together.
combo thing.
That was a co-op. That I was laying on. You can't see it, but there's a bed back there, half asleep. After work.
That is a definite.
I
Like, you
think
should
that'd be
pitch
great.
that.
So yeah, they released the headphones alongside the game, and if you don't have the whatever current Turtle Beach, are they still the ones?
Yeah, Turtle Beach.
Oh yeah.
So, somebody like that just makes a good solid headphone and releases with that game. It would sell, and I think people would want it.
Yeah, surround sound, wireless. Oh, hey, you need a new headset? Well, this game's coming out. These are red.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
Well, you have to take a 20-question survey to prove that you're cool enough to own them.
do you have dragon tattoos? No.
Personally reviewed by the game's lead developer.
Take a walk.
Nothing but respect for that, man.
So let's move away from dragons. Let's start talking pirates. Rare Sea of Thieves. It was at E3 2015. It was here as well. And man, does that game? It looks so charming and fun. Like I was originally not me, never really been a pirate guy, but they did it in such a cartoony. It has kind of the aesthetic of Overwatch. That very Pixar. Everything's very round, satisfying to the eye. That look and the fact that you can all play together, and the guy that Craig Johnson come out wearing a Goonies t-shirt.
Yeah,
legendary.
Hidden under his hoodie.
Yeah. I think
This is how it happens. This is how you get sucked. Like, we can't say no to anything anymore. Overwatch got us.
Yeah.
Broke us down.
Goonies.
We're open books now.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think I was a big fan too. Like, their gameplay trailer was the idea that they invited people to come and play the game. Essentially,
Right.
They broke them up into like 3 different groups.
Yeah.
And just the idea that they all jumped on boats. Two of them ended up actually running into it, and they were firing. You can actually see the ship breaking apart.
Yeah, it was
literally
so cool.
in the ship, and it's sinking. And then randomly, the third party shows up right there, and it's like, oh, here we
didn't
go.
tell you about these
And they're like,
guys,
oh
yeah.
no.
It's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, exactly. But the great thing too is that they said, not only do you have other people to worry about, but there's gonna be, sea monsters. There's gonna be other pirates that are NPCs. Even on the actual other islands, there's gonna be like critters and everything there that fight you and kill you
Critters.
as well.
What kind of critters?
You gotta watch out for those critters.
Critters.
No, there's going to be crabs.
Critters.
Final boss.
Everyone loves fighting crabs.
You gotta be
nowadays,
careful.
it's
That
like-
crab.
That word.
That's true.
What, critters?
It's the most least threatening word. Oh, that critter is
Is there a pet store?
Stop it.
Listen, all right. Watch. One of you guys gonna die from a crab, and I'm gonna
the
laugh.
Christmas critters are the most lethal. We all know that.
Okay. Oh Jesus. The most lethal critters.
Yeah.
Zombies.
Yes. State of Decay 2 was announced. People were freaking out, man. It's just more zombies.
That was our transition.
That's
it.
how I could play it off.
They call that a segue there, Mick. How you doing? So your country driving through a zombie horde. You can play with friends. You can loot, scavenge, and build your zombie empire to stay alive. So I'm stoked for this. The first one was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there was a lot shown about the gameplay and the connectivity that I think they're going to have in this game. So
Yeah.
you see the flare shot go up into the air, and you see the people immediately that just drove to the gas station to fuel up and kill a couple zombies on their way.
Yeah.
Immediately
Power slide in.
Yeah, immediately go to her aid over there. So I think it's going to be, your open worldy, because it really wasn't gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't.
more of
It had like Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of vibe, like that deserted gas station in that deserted town, and
I think I appreciate the fact that every time they were driving, every time a zombie would show up, they would kill him with the car door. I mean, that was always the thing. Yeah.
as is tradition.
Yeah, kill him with the car door. But I think it just kind of hinted at the gameplay to come, though, more than anything else. Like,
so these
you're
are
going to
some
be
of the
able to
things
do
that you're
this.
going to be able to do. Yeah, that's what I love about the E3, the speculation that we, as
definitely.
people covering
Yes.
what these artists and these masters of their craft do, just being having the privilege of commenting on it and saying what we think or would like to see. It's a pleasure.
Super exciting stuff.
I love to speculate.
Hey, you're talking a conspiracy theory over here. Trust me, I like to speculate.
So, what would you speculate? As you can see, we have our Halo War set up here. We have some Halo architecture. We have some structure. We have some war. Speaking of sequels, Halo Wars 2.
Yes.
It wouldn't be a Microsoft press conference without a little Halo love. So 343 Industries, we got Dan Ayub come out, and the whole Know Your Enemy is the approach of this.
Yeah, they so I guess a little bit of the background they said is that basically you're the same fleet from the first game.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody wanted. They were like, cool, we want to continue with the same crew.
Right.
And I guess you find a group called the Banished, and they're led by a brute leader.
Yeah.
And essentially, the war starts there. And I mean, this trailer was amazing.
It was
I
really
was
cool
like,
looking.
Whoa, just they have them all
I
going
love the
back and
trailer,
forth.
yeah. And I don't know, I kind of want to just explain it the way that it was.
Break it down.
Yeah, let's break it down.
Let's
Let's
how's he
break it
doing?
down.
Give me a Lucio.
No, not here on the show.
Yeah, let's break it down.
Yeah, he drops it. I love Lucio.
There you
He's
go.
so much fun to play in Overwatch. Check out Overwatch if you're walking around the Microsoft store right now.
No, stop what you're doing. Buy and play Overwatch.
But
Continue.
anyway, about the Halo Wars trailer is there's this big brute leader, and he leads the army, and he's just slowly walking by, touching and manipulating the objects that are around him, because that's what you do in Halo Wars. You control the army, and you have the final
RTS
say.
style.
Exactly, it's like RTS. And then you have this, smaller human general walking through doing the same thing on his side, and I thought it was just a brilliant way to show off what you can expect for how to play this game. You have this really cool hero, but don't let it deceive you. You're not playing as him.
Right.
You are controlling him, and you're controlling your army to make things.
This whole fleet.
Yeah, so it's big strategy, and you want to think end goal. How can we get there?
Right.
Yeah, I'm a fan. And something else too that I think they'll probably continue upon is they did Halo Wars. You played both sides.
Yeah.
So you played the Covenant, and you also played the Spartans, OCPS. So I am ridiculously excited.
I know you played that. Mick, I know you probably played the crap out of the original Halo, right?
The original Halo Wars?
Halo Wars, yeah.
Not as much as I would have liked to. Surprisingly, that's why I'm so excited about this. Is I'm getting the opportunity because
very nice.
I've had an RTS Jones like no one.
Are you constructing your own RTS right now? I'm hearing more New York ambience going on back there.
No, that's my neighbors.
You got a lot.
All 8.5 million of them.
If this is your first time listening to the show, Mick just made the brave jump to Brooklyn, New York. What was it, 2 weeks ago? You're still unpacking boxes.
Like 10 days ago. Yeah, if you can see. That's why I've tried to hide my room because it's not unpacked. It wasn't even 2 weeks ago, so.
Well, I'm sure they're
still fresh.
They're happy to have you there. And Halo Wars 2 is going to be released February 21st, 2017, and there is a week-long playable beta right now. I love when they do that at E3.
I love that, yeah.
And it's da-da-da-da-da right now. Love that. So cool.
You can't beat it.
No, so obviously it's Xbox. They're closing with Halo Wars 2, right? So everyone's freaking out. So far we had a hardware announcement. We had the Xbox S. We had customizable colored controllers, right? We had Gears 4. We had all of these awesome first-party games. We had the communities, the arenas. We had all this stuff. So you're like, there's nothing more at this point. They're just going to close the show. That's it, right? Well, everyone's thinking Xbox One S, that was Project Scorpio. Right. That's what the S stood for. Cat's out of the bag, right? Code name. They do that all the time. But then Phil Spencer comes back out, still rocking that leather jacket, killing it, may I say.
Yes.
And he starts saying, we're moving towards the future. We're playing without boundaries. This is a place where all gamers can come. All gamers are accepted. And I'm like, okay, they're wrapping it up here. He's trying to say we're working on things. It's great. And then he starts talking about true 4K gaming, high fidelity VR. And then they say the Xbox, or rather Project Scorpio. And then everyone is losing their minds because it's like, whoa, I thought the S was the thing. It's like, no, that's just to hold you over. This is what we have. It's coming 2017. And they had many developers, like we had Todd Howard from Fallout 4. It was this really sincere interview of like how they wanted to take games even further.
Yeah, and that's what I think I like the way the trailer was. They didn't just say Scorpio. Like, it's kind of they keep talking, like, hinting at,
Right.
You have all these different developers mentioning stuff, essentially, and you can see it. They, like, kind of link back to it, and it's like the words, the letters are coming together and everything like that. And it was, like, kind of hyping you up because you feel like you know what it is. You're like, come on.
Yeah.
Just say it, just say it.
At that point.
And then they drop it. It doesn't, I mean, the specs on this thing is insane.
Can we break it down for you?
I think we should go through the specs 3 times, just so we can...
Yeah, just so people understand. This is a big deal.
This is huge. You have 8 CPU cores. Following that, you have 6 teraflops of GPU.
I don't even know what a teraflop is.
You need 6.
How
You need
cool
6
it
of them
is.
to run a good video game.
Yeah.
And they've got 6 of them.
You need 6 for...
I didn't even know there was 1 teraflop available.
Well, now you know there's more.
Yeah, that's 4K, and it's 320 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth. And it also has it's rendering at 60 hertz. It's the highest pixel quality on consoles. Anything that's playable on Xbox One, Xbox One S is going to be playable on Project Scorpio. We're moving forward, but we're bringing everything with us.
It's a monster.
That was a quote. They were
a
like,
monster.
It's a monster. And that is how the 2016 Microsoft Xbox E3 press conference went. That was the ending note. It's a monster. So, I mean, there's so many exciting things to look forward to. I don't even know where to begin. I think Microsoft had a phenomenal press conference.
I really do too.
Yep.
Overall presentation, good blend of hardware, software, pulling everything together. So we would like to stop and thank you if you're part of the Orlando community, if you're here visiting us today at the Microsoft store. Thank you for debunking all the E3 speculations with us. We had a great time. We're actually going to be out front of the store right now hosting Rocket League free play. We're going to have some other cool games, prizes, and giveaways. So come on over, say hello. We'd be happy to have you. If you're listening, come say hello anyways. We are manicpuppypodcast.com. You can find us on Twitter at manicpuppy. You can find me at Echo Justin. That's EKHO. Ryan, where can they find you at?
Same place. You can find me on Twitter, or as always, drop us a link in the manicpuppy.com website.
Absolutely.
So on Twitter, I'm Ryan_Gangle. That's Gangle.
Wiggles, where can they find you at?
Find me on the Twitter sphere as well. It's Mr. Space Wiggles, WIGGIILES.
There's no space on Twitter. It's just Mr. Wiggles, all one word.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Why do I know your Twitter better than you?
That's amazing.
Jesus. Mick, where can they find you at, brother?
I get to do it.
Yes, you get to do it.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, wherever as Mick Chalu. That's MIC_CHALU.
Awesome. That's going to do it for us today. But remember, we are your source for gaming, geek culture, and madness. We have all of our E3 coverage elsewhere. We covered EA. We're covering Ubisoft. We're covering Nintendo. We're going to cover Sony. And we also covered Bethesda. So subscribe. We post the show every Monday. We're going to keep bringing you more exclusive E3 content. You can check us out, Manic Puppy Podcast on YouTube. And all of our video was done here by the wonderful Omar Young. So thank you very much, Omar. That's all of us here at Manic Puppy. We're here for the Orlando gaming community. We love you guys. Thank you for coming out today.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
We're out.